What is good, guys, man? Thank y'all for tuning back into the video. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button down below to be notified for every single video that I drop, man. And how you know you're notified is once you hit that subscribe button, you hit that bell, then you press all, and that bell should either turn white or black. However it is on your screen, as long as you press all, you will be notified, man. Also, go follow the Instagram. It's right here, man. You can type that in, or you can go down to the link down below in the description. I'm definitely gonna start posting content over there soon. We're trying to get to 1K followers over there, man. And so y'all go ahead and do that. We might have a lot of people mad in the comments or whatever the case may be about this video. I didn't make the video at all, but like I said, on this channel, we're exposing darkness. We're exposing the truth. You know what I'm saying? And she's talking about her experience being in fraternities, sororities, and how it's demonic. You know what I'm saying? How rituals are happening inside of these fraternities. And this is something that I already been knew. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our kids are definitely happy to go to college, but these are some of the things they need to watch out for. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. We're going to talk at the end. Y'all comment down below exactly what y'all think, man. Let's get into the video. This is going to be interesting.
And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. My mother was in a sorority when she went to college, because both of my parents went to college. So I grew up in a very educated home as well. But I now start to pursue a sorority, and I start to try to pursue my identity. So now my identity is in, oh, I'm going to be freshman class president. Oh, I'm popular on campus. Everybody wants me to be a part of their group. And now I want to pursue this sorority. And so I end up getting in this sorority, and we end up going through horrible rituals. And these are rituals that I also did to other people, whether it would be slapping, beating, eating dog food, paddling, every sort of demeaning thing that you can imagine we went through, as opposed to kneeling down before altars, taking oaths to our final judgment, this false god, on the shield, on the crest, like.
Now, Melissa, did you have any idea that what you were doing was unto false gods or anything like that? Or was this just normal? Like, did you have any of these concerns that you have now?
It was totally normal because my mother was in a sorority, my aunt was in a sorority, my brother was in a fraternity, my grandfather on my mother's side was a Mason, Shriner. So this thing was introduced in my family. I was groomed. I was, as a baby, wearing Future of the sorority, Future t-shirts, like that I would be this. So I was groomed into this. Every last one of my mother's friends were a part of the sorority. So I knew, I actually picked the college based upon them having that sorority. Wow. So I just knew that this was something I wanted to do. But the deceitful thing about sororities and fraternities, because they are secret societies, is that on the surface, you see that they do community service. You see that they're college educated women. You see that the founders were a part of like a women's suffrage march. You see all these wonderful things, but you do not know until you get in and you're chosen what you're going to do. And the deception when you get into a sorority is they don't give you a manual so you know what you're about to do that evening. You walk in blindly to every last one of the rituals or the classes that you're going to do. And that's when you see that you're doing witchcraft. But it's not, you don't know that. And I was very blind. I never had a relationship with Jesus, did not step foot in a church. So I was doubly blind on any of this being demonic. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even going to go to one of the rituals because they do the rituals in a church. And because I didn't believe in church, I wasn't even going to go to that. This is how deceived I was. And so you look at these things that you're going through, like it's making you tough, it's making you strong. There's nothing, and they're building you up. But they also are killing a lot of individuality, and they're indoctrinating you into the sorority. So it's like I go from one cult to another one. Not only did those things happened to me while crossing over into the sorority, I also did it to other people that I brought over in the sorority. Even worse, there is something that really shifted and changed once I crossed over into the sorority. And this is what leads me down a path of a lot of sexual immorality.
Mm-hmm. So Melissa, tell me a little bit about that. You're in the sorority, you begin to see some of these things popping up. What are some of the things that you found yourself really struggling with?
Yes. So if I was self-righteous before, the second that I became in that sorority, I was extremely self-righteous. We're taught to have pride in the sorority. We are taught that we're popular. We now have women that are like following around us that just want to be a part of the sorority. So you're bullying them, you're hazing them. You have this superiority complex, this complex that you are in some way, shape, or form like a god, like they want what you have. And so now you're going to manipulate them and use them and make them run errands for you and make them do all these things. So something really shifted in my bully personality. If I wasn't a bully before, I became even more of a mean girl, a bully afterwards. But I now started to manipulate young girls the same way that this thing happened to me when I was younger, and manipulated them to make it seem like they were doing this for a good cause. This was honor. This was respect. And meanwhile, I was doing nothing but taking advantage of them. Also, something happened to me in regards to sexual immorality. The second that I took that covenant unto the false god, which was Minerva, by the way, that's the false god that's over the sorority, that we would wear it over our crest. We would even say songs that all my peace, my love, my happiness, I give it to the sorority. Everything was about worship to this sorority. And so afterwards, I ended up being in different relationships, but the relationships would always end because I was indoctrinated that I don't ever want to get married. And on top of that, I never want to have kids. So this led me down a path of extreme sexual immorality where I was literally sleeping with a lot of people. I didn't care. I was very numb. And this also led me to my senior year in college to get pregnant. And then I ended up getting pregnant, and this was by a guy at the time who I was talking to, but we weren't in a relationship. And I was like, there's no way that I can have this child, because I was indoctrinated that my body, my choice, and why would I bring a child into this situation where I'm not even with the dad and I'm not going to be a single mom, and just total selfishness. And so I ended up having an abortion. And I never forget the day that I drove to the clinic. Literally, as I was driving to the clinic before pulling in, I saw Christians standing outside with signs and saying, please don't go in there, and begging and pleading not to go in there. But my human will was, I was going to have this abortion. There was no way that I was going to bring a kid into this, because my ego, my image, that meant more to me than anything. And I just remember sitting on the table before about to have the abortion, and they show you the sonogram of the baby, and still making a decision. It was like God was trying to give me grace, and I still made the decision to kill the child. And I remember sitting and my feet are in the stirrups, and they did this thing called a twilight sedation back in the day, because this was around 2009. And they did this thing called a twilight sedation, and that means you're half asleep and half awake. And I felt the entire procedure. Then afterwards, after they just like sucked the child out, they put you in this room, and it's called a recovery room, and it's just a bunch of women, and everybody is just depressed. And something changed in me after that too. I just became so cold. Something changed in my spirit. Something happened to me. Something left me that day that I did that. And my life just went on this spiral.
Man, oh man. Just when you think you're going to college to learn and study and stuff like that, you get into stuff that you shouldn't be getting into. You know what I'm saying? And like she said, man, she didn't grow up believing in God. She never went to church. Also, they put her in church when they was doing these rituals, so pretty much mocking God inside of the church and stuff like that. So you got to blame the parents on this one, man, because they didn't raise their child up to know God, whatever the case may be. But ain't it good how God come back around 360 to let you know what the truth is and what you're doing, even though you were never told about God or knew about God at all or went to not one church. She says that one of her family members was a Freemason. All of her family was in these type of sororities and stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, introduced to this stuff, not knowing the meaning behind it, man. So this is education for any child or any person that is getting ready to go into college. This is the type of stuff that you need to look out for, man. This stuff is real. Everything that seems like it's good is not good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just gotta have that spirit of discernment. You gotta know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, like, you really gotta know what's going on, and really, you know what I'm saying, ask God to guide you in the stuff that you're doing, because the things that look good may not be good for you at all. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, y'all comment down below exactly what y'all think, man. And at the end of my videos, I always say stay inspired, stay motivated, stay grinding. Until next video, I'm out of here. Peace.